Hey, good morning YouTube. Today I am picking up a 1993 Cadillac Allante. So my grandpa's had this car for a little over 20 years now, and he's decided it's time to let her go. So rather than trying to sell it, he figured, hey Austin, if you come get it, you can have it. So it's been sitting and unfortunately has been off the road since about 2018. I don't really know the condition of the battery or some of the other fluids, so I figured it'd be pretty good to pick up a battery and some ATF, some oil, just in case. So here she is, the 1993 Cadillac Allante with a white exterior and the reddish maroon interior. It's got the 32 valve 4.6 liter North Star V8 producing roughly 300 horsepower from the factory. Now, being that this car is almost 30 years old, is 32 years old, who really knows how much power it's actually producing now. So it's got about 56,000 miles on it. Does in fact have coolant, which to my surprise, that's a good sign. It also does in fact have oil that's not filled with water. Also a great surprise. After checking the transmission fluid, yep, sure enough, we do have ATF. It's on the stick, but again, I'm really unsure how much is actually in there. So we're gonna have to start it and figure that out. Pushing it out of the garage was kind of a pain, especially being alone. I was gonna use the van and a strap to drag it out, but man, look at those body lines. There's just something to be said about this. So being dead as a doornail, you need power to move the passenger seat forward to get to the battery access. So I pulled the van over, attached some jumper cables to the lead under the hood, and got that seat moved. Removing the battery cover wasn't too bad, and the battery wasn't terrible either. With that new battery in there, I'm hoping it should fire right up. So I did prime the fuel pump a few times off camera. But look at that, sitting with an eighth of a tank that's been in there for over 6 years. I'm astonished this thing actually fired. So you can hear the engine sounds on, but not that happy. So I quickly threw it on the trailer before letting that thing run for too long. So now, it's time to head home. I took one last gander at the lake just to kind of take all the sights in, as this might be one of my last times here. But it was a lot of fun growing up, a lot of memories with my siblings and my cousins chilling at the cottage. Very thankful. With the car loaded up, I had about an hour or so to head home. This is the van's first ever time towing a load. Before this, it was just that U-Haul car dolly, which, fun fact, I actually purchased that from U-Haul, which I might talk about in another video, but I think that's an incredible value, especially some of those U-Haul trailers are very, very hardy. So the van kind of just chugged along and did its thing. Really no issues. Kind of funny, my average mile per gallon only dropped by 0.1, so that really makes me think something bigger could be wrong with the van. So here we go, back at the crib. It survived the drive, no problem. I definitely took it slow, tried to avoid the highways if possible. So let's get into an oil change and picking up some chemicals from Advanced Auto. So here I opted for some Marvel Mystery Oil. So you may have heard when I started that engine, there was some valve train noise, just like you can hear now. So I put a pretty high dose of Marvel Mystery Oil into the oil to help try and eliminate any blockages and to kind of break down some of this old oil sludge. So wait for episode 2 to hear what the motor sounds like after about 100 miles and pretty serious motor treatment. But here we go. Holds temperature, holds oil pressure, and I mean, it's pretty rock solid for something that's been off the road for so long. So thanks for tuning in. I will catch you guys on episode 2 when I actually start to get into this thing and put some miles on it.